Welcome back to the My Opinion podcast. I'm your host, Maya Roffler, and I share weekly episodes where I give my opinion on entrepreneurship and leadership right here on the My Opinion podcast. So let's dive into the episode today. Today, I'm going to be continuing our series, Ditch Your 9 to 5 Before the End of 25. And yes, if you're listening to this at any other time, of course, you can still use all these steps to leave your corporate job behind, leave your 9 to 5 behind, whatever you're wanting to do, however you're wanting to transition in your life, whether that's jumping back into a career, leaving your career to start something of your own. These are great steps for you. So last week we talked about step 1, which is auditing and aligning. So really look at auditing everything that you have going on at your corporate job, your 9 to 5, seeing, what your game plan is, how you can leave, and then aligning those values as well. It's a great episode if you want to go back and listen to that first. I would highly recommend that because today we're getting into step 2. And step 2 is validating your business. So you may have just a business idea. So that's what we're going to jump off of today too. You're validating your business idea. You might already have a side hustle or a business started and you're wanting to validate it further. So step 2 will work for both of these scenarios. If you don't have anything in mind and you want to start getting this in mind, this is a great episode for you. Or if you have something that you're already doing, but you're not quite sure, you've really narrowed it down and you've got a solid business going, you can use all of the things that we're going to talk about in today's episode. So let's dive into validating your business idea or perhaps your existing business. The first thing I really like to talk about here is the way to a successful business is you have to be solving something. So what are you solving? What problem are you solving for people? For example, let's say you are a health person. You're really into health and fitness. And so you want to help people get in shape. That's awesome. That's a problem. People don't always know how to get in shape or where to start. But that's a really broad problem, and that's a really wide open problem. There's millions of people out there solving this problem already, but that's okay. I don't want that to ever be intimidating to people because just because someone else is solving the problem doesn't mean that you don't have a secret sauce and something to it that can really help you stand apart from everybody else out there. Or, maybe you've got a unique solution, but we have to be very strategic about how we say that and how we say, I solve this problem and this is who I help. So we know we want to help women and we know we want to be in the health and fitness arena and we want to help them lose weight. But that's not going to be enough for us to find our people. We need to really be specific. So let's say you want to help women over 35 that have just had a baby, because that's you maybe. Maybe you had a baby at 35, 36, whatever it is, and you want to help them lose weight. Awesome. Now we're getting more specific. We're getting more specific about who we're helping and maybe how we're helping them, because we all know things change when we're over 35 or 45. Things happen. So we're now adjusting to that, but also maybe we're going to be even more niche and we're going to say, I want to help women over 35 who are new moms, another little niche down for us, lose weight or get in shape or be healthy again. And maybe you're vegan. Maybe you're vegan moms. So you're going to do it through, this is a very specific audience, and you're going to do this through a 30-day, 90-day plan where you help them detox, get back in shape, whatever. Okay. But we're making a very strategic statement. And the statement is, I help this person. So in this case, it'd be women who have had a baby after 35, whatever that is. That's who you're helping. What do you help them do? Lose weight and get in shape through my 90-day vegan cleanse program. Boom. That's who you help. That's what you're trying to help them achieve. That's what you do. And that's going to be the result. So that's how you're going to give them a result. So we have to know who you're helping, what you're helping them with, and then how you're going to do it. So how you're going to do it is your vegan 90-day cleanse and getting them on a different diet. So take some time. I also have the worksheet linked in my bio here as well. There's a worksheet that helps you walk through that and write the steps down. If you want to write them down with me now, think about it now, go back. I created a worksheet for you guys to do this. So that's half the battle right there, is figuring out what problem you're going to solve, who you're helping, and identify who those people are. So through that, we then need to test it in the market. We need to make sure that this is a great idea in theory, but are there a lot of women out there that are over 35 that just had a baby that would be open to trying a 90-day program where they go vegan and they can feel the best that they've ever felt? I'm going to tell you, I think yes, absolutely. I think there's absolutely a market out here for this, but you don't know until you try it. So once you come up with your offer, so we have our problem and solution statement. That's what we just created. Then I want you to create an offer. It can be, a test booklet for them, just kind of an overview, and push it out. And you start asking people. This is half the battle sometimes though. Sometimes people, again, I'm not a gatekeeper, so I'm always going to tell you what I found and what I found for me. Sometimes it can be a real hang up to create this like freebie or to start to create your program. You can kind of get brain fog with this. You can go on to wonderful sites like Fiverr or Upwork or places like that where there are folks that can create this for you. As long as you outline your program, they can create. If you're not a Canva person, if you're not a PDF person, if you're not a visual person, I'll be honest with you, I'm not. I am not. Can I do it if I really want to? Sure. Do I have the time? No. These are the places and times in your business where you need to preserve your time. So while you're validating your business idea, I'm much more interested in hearing about your business plan and how you're doing that. Have someone else that is going to do a wonderful job and at a wonderful rate where they can create a nice little booklet for you and you can put this online. I'm more interested in you spending your time. Remember, preserving your time and making the most of your time is much more important. I'm more interested in you validating your business plan, getting that laid out. Who are you helping? What are you solving? And how are you going to do it? Very important. Than you creating a pretty Canva booklet that nobody ever sees. Big difference. Big difference there. So once you create this booklet and a way to tell people about this, start testing your market. And this can be, friends and family are great. Everybody always says, oh, but I'm going to be honest with you. Your friends and your family are likely not your clients. And it shocks people when they start building a business. All my friends that are in business, all the people that have worked with me, they're always shocked. They're like, oh my gosh, like my friends and my family don't buy from me. Don't expect them to. Don't expect them to. They're probably not your clients. A client will become a friend faster than a friend will become a client. It's a harsh reality. It sucks to realize it in the beginning, but if you accept that now, early in your journey, it will save you a lot of the kind of sensitive moments when you're like, why is my sister not buying my program? Or why is my sister-in-law or my cousin? Or just trust me on this. A client will become a friend faster than your friend will become or family will become a client. It's very, very true. I'm sure you've heard it before and you're like, no way, my family will buy for me. Maybe. Unlikely. Harsh reality, but the sooner you accept it, the better. So start getting into Facebook groups or start getting in, maybe you ask some of your friends at the gym and say, hey, when you were early in your journey, your health journey, for this particular example, right? Get into groups where people love free stuff because everybody loves free stuff and start asking questions. You're testing the market at this point. And so you're going to validate this. So this part is called real feedback. So validating real feedback. And you might not want to go to your friends and family in addition to that because they might not tell you the 100% truth about this. They're not going to buy the product anyway. You want to get real feedback from people that would actually buy this product or service from you. So ask, go into the groups, go into vegan groups, right? I want you to go into public forums, places where you can connect with people that would potentially use your product or service. For this example we've been talking about on this episode, think about where you can find moms. Moms are your target audience, moms over 35, moms that are potentially struggling with losing weight and they don't have time for themselves, right? And you can offer them this 90-day vegan cleanse. Ask them, would you do this? If I know I could help you achieve X amount of pounds or you can feel your healthiest in 90 days, whatever your offer is going to be, we're just using this vegan mom example, ask them because they're going to give you feedback much faster. And honestly, it's going to be better feedback because your friends and family, sometimes they will give you honest feedback, sure, but they're not going to be your clients. They're not going to buy from you. So do you really want to know what they think? I don't. And that's a harsh reality. I know it is. But just remember, a client will become a friend faster than a friend will become a client, right? It's just how it is. It's a tough one, but so then once you do that, run a beta offer. What that means is maybe you're going to run the program for free for like maybe a couple people. Don't go overkill on this. You don't want to burn yourself out. I'm not a big fan of free. I'm a bigger fan of like, let's give it to you at a big discount so I can see how it goes. But I'm okay with one or two for free if you want to do that as well. So, the other thing that you want to do from that experience is a lot of people will do testimonials to get testimonials from these folks so that you know that it works and it creates credibility in the market. I'm okay with you doing some free for that, but don't do too much free. I'm not a big free person because people don't take it too seriously. Discounted, sure. Testimonial, sure, but not too much free because people, again, think about it. We take it seriously because we pay for it. Even if it's a nominal fee compared to what you would normally pay for something, not a big fan of free. I'm a big fan of have people pay, even if it's a lot less, but at least they're invested and then you can show them the value. Things don't seem very valuable when they're free. It's just the reality of business. I've learned it the hard way, and I'm sure many of you listening have learned it the hard way too. Again, just my opinion on free, but get those testimonials, get credibility from moms out there. We're using this mom example throughout this episode. I also want you to validate the market. What that means is I want you to look at your competitors, and I don't want you to do it till this part, till the end, because I want you to get testimonials and things like that. But I want you to validate the market. You can research a little bit throughout, but you're not really going to be too concerned about pricing until you get to this point. Once you get those testimonials, once you've had people do it, you probably know your pricing at this point because you've, either given it for free, but this is where you're going to validate your pricing and validate the market essentially. So look at your competitors. I don't want you to spend too much time because that can really mess with your mindset and be like, "Oh my god, this girl has 1 million followers. She's making so much more money than me. She's charging this." No, you're simply looking. You can't compare your step 1 or step 2 like we're on today to somebody's step 150. You cannot do that. But you have to know where the market is. And you are newer coming into the market. So, price accordingly. But I also don't want you to undercut yourself because you see someone with 1 million followers or you see someone who's been doing it for 10 years. Like you are still incredibly valuable as well. So you have to price accordingly, but competitively as well. So you want to be mindful of that. I'm okay with you charging less in the beginning while you're building your brand and you're building credibility, but I'm not okay with you charging pennies. I'm not, because you have to pay your bills and you have the value and the knowledge and you're putting everything into this. So spend a little bit of time there, but don't let your mindset don't let it run away with you. Okay. So from there, you're going to build the offer because now you've got some testimonials. You've tested it on your audience. You've done your market research. You've validated it in the market. So now you're going to create your final offer, whatever that is, right? If you're doing services, great. If you're doing products, you're going to test those products. This is applicable to anything in business by testing this. You're going to give a few products away for free. I'm okay with that. We're not going crazy, but I'm okay with that. And then you're going to gather those testimonials and you're going to put those testimonials into your program that you've created. If we're still talking about our vegan mom here, or if you have products, you're going to put those testimonials on your website. It's credible people that have given you testimonials. Whatever you're doing, you're implementing those testimonials into all of this now. And then you're going to have your final offer, your final website, your final flow. These are the things that you're going to do. I am super, super big on, as you guys know, not gatekeeping. So I want to be sure you understand, like I talked about earlier in this episode, free yourself as you're validating your business plan, business idea, all of this, your business in general. Free yourself of those menial tasks like creating a free offer on Canva or, sending out some of your samples, things like that. As much as you can outsource early on at a very low price, Please do that for yourself. People wonder all the time. They're like, how do people create these beautiful websites, or how do they create these beautiful, PDFs that they give away? They hire people. I wish someone had told me that. They hire people at an incredible rate to do that work for them so they can spend their time in the trenches actually going out and doing these steps, right? Validating their business idea, validating their business offering. Who do we help? How do we help them? And what is the outcome? What is the problem we're solving? They're validating that. They're speaking to an audience, making sure that this is an audience that would actually buy from them. If the audience is telling them that they wouldn't buy this, what would they buy? Asking those fact finding questions, testing the offers, testing the products out in the market, taking the feedback very seriously, getting those testimonials, putting them on their website, putting it on their social media, putting it on their products, putting it on their services, and then wrapping this all up in a bow and then launching, which we'll talk about as we move through the steps. But that's where I want you focused. That's a huge thing that I think people gatekeep is they think all these people are creating their websites or their flows, or they're actually making the products in their house. Guess what? If you have a physical product, you are not building all these products in your house. You're never going to be able to scale that. You may have invented the first version of that product, but you're not going to be able to scale if you're the one creating every single necklace or every single lip gloss. Like, no, you'll have to outsource that eventually. And we'll continue to talk about those things as the episodes go on. But again, I'm big on not gatekeeping, and I want you guys to have the information. I wish people would have told me that before. Outsource the menial tasks when you can and when you have the budget to do it, because it's going to help you go even faster, especially in this step, in step 2, where you validate your business. All right, so we'll be back next week with step 3. And in the meantime, you can click in the show notes or visit myopinion.com to download our 6-step worksheet that goes over these steps, because again, I think they're really important, in my opinion, in how to leave your 9-to-5 and create that business. And today we talked about validating that business. Don't forget to follow us at My Opinion Podcast and at Maya Roffler on all major social media platforms. And we'll see you back here on My Opinion next week.